Hello, everybody. This is Henry. The coffee shop talk is going to be about Social Security, and I'll tell you why. I tried different videos on it, and I had to redo it because I get too passionate about it because it affected my parents. But Monday, this is Thursday, but this Monday, I talked to another lady, and she's working her butt off. She's 64, and working. And I asked her about Social Security. She says, "Henry, I can't survive on that program. I don't have enough into it. I was married, I didn't work much, then I got divorced and I had to work and I got kids." She goes, "I can't live on it." I said, "Yeah, I get you." She goes, "But I applied for it, but I make too much now, and if I want to live under the rules of the Social Security, and here's the rules of it. 62, you can apply for it. You make more than $26,500 some dollars. I'm not going to be exact. You exact anal buttheads, don't worry about it. It's over 26,000. They start taking money away, and it starts real small, and then it gets real big. So you're making 50 to a 70,000. This lady probably now making a good, comfortable living of 60, 70,000, and she can't have her Social Security. So it's not entitlement. The government took it from you out of your paycheck, and then said at 62 you can apply for it, but you got these rules. So I said, you know what? If I was a president, or if I was a strong leading congressperson, I would change the Social Security rules. She looked at me. I said I would make it at 59 and a half. You can draw on it, and there would be no minimum amount. In other words, you can make as much as you want. So at 59 and a half, you could draw on it. You get your full entitlement, and you start drawing on it. And I don't care how much you make. I would change those rules. And the reason is people need to be able to draw that money and continue working. You got to have with them. What's in it for me? My whole life, I've been up around lawmakers and people that made rules and wrote standing orders and governed submarines, and my whole life. So I understand the mindset. I also know that Social Security can't be a moneymaker. I also know they take money out of the Social Security bank and they haven't put money back. Well, that's American people's money. So for you, congressman, or who's involved in this mess with the Social Security, you don't own that. You should put that money back. You don't have to do it all right away, but you should put it back. And you should change the laws for 59 and a half. You can start drawing on it for who paid into it. Now, here's the trick. Here's what I would do. If somebody only paid into it $50,000 because they didn't work a whole lot, they weren't in the system, or $100,000, or in my case, quite a bit more, or most people, then you divide that up and you say, if you draw it at 59 and a half, at 10 years, give them 10 years, at 69 and a half, it's gone. In other words, you can take it early at 59 and a half, but after 10 years, it's gone. That's the law I'd make, right? It's gone. So you divide that all up. You don't charge taxes on it because that will give them the money in their hands and let them spend it. You're going to get the taxes on the flip side for spending it. Or if they invest it, you'll get the interest and taxes on the interest. Let them do that with their money. Not sure why we started the Social Security program, but we've turned it into a piggy bank for Congress, in my opinion. It's all my opinion. And now we don't want to give it back to American people when we put these caveats. This 62, and you should not make more than 26,000. If you do, we go blah, 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 take a buck here, buck there, $3, and then you get no check. That's unfair. It's a crappy system. It's unfair. And you're telling people you can get your Social Security at 62, but we don't want you to work your full potential. You think you're giving them something at 26? That income is not enough at 26. Time you're done with taxes is $17,000. And then they're getting a $1,000 Social Security check, plus you're taxing that. So now they're making maybe $22,000. Maybe. Well, hell, nowadays, some people's mortgages are $2,000. Rent's $2,000. Rent's $3,000. You that do not live at our Social Security level like I do, or have parents that lived payday to payday because Social Security wasn't poop, and you didn't want to pay them, and also because they really didn't pay in a lot because they weren't very rich people in the beginning, So you penalize them and you force them to live poor lives and to just live payday to payday, and not really. My parents weren't happy. They were so unhappy they divorced because it was all about finances, and my dad's Social Security and my mom's Social Security was so poor, in the belief that they could retire as Americans and live comfortably with it was false. I'm not saying people should live on Social Security. I'm telling you, you should pay them people back for working their ass off and for putting that money in there, and they earned it and they deserve it. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, at 59 and a half, where they still have quality of life, they should be able to use their Social Security and they should be able to draw on it. You should give it to them for 10 years, break it down to get so much per month. Don't charge taxes on it, and give them something to hope for and something that they're investing for and they understand. That's what I would do if I was in charge of the Social Security program. The way it's written right now, it's corrupt. It's being drained. It's not lucrative for nobody. It's probably a very cumbersome program for the people that are managing it. People that don't pay into the system should not receive it. People that are not natural Americans that have a Social Security card should not get it. It should not be used for people that haven't paid into it. It shouldn't be used. I know this one lady, she lost her husband, and I think she was getting Social Security for herself and the kids. I don't understand that. That's not what the system's for. Also, if I paid into Social Security and I pass away, my spouse should be able to use that Social Security money, what's ever left, to help bury me. We don't even do that. We don't even give it to the spouse. We give a little bit. She makes a little bit more. For heaven's sakes. My big question, too, are our congressmen and senators and all our people of higher up and 1%ers that are rich, are they paying into Social Security? Do they get it? Are they eligible? I know a bunch of old 1%ers in life. Are they getting Social Security? Did they pay into it? Are our congressmen, our government employees, are they paying into it? And do they get it? If they're not paying into it, how come? How come it's not equal for everybody to pay into Social Security? How come? If they're not. That's my question. I don't know. I would like to know. I would hope so. I would hope so that Social Security was equal all the way across the board and not unfair to the poor, middle class, and upper middle class. Or where's that line? Where does it stop off? Anybody know that answer? But I do know, and I asked some politician that hopefully one day come across my podcast, my coffee shop talk on Social Security, and sits down and really takes it seriously and go and fix the bill. I think it's one-sided. I think it's lopsided. And I think it's unfair for the American people to have to wait so long to draw on it. Just because they live longer doesn't mean you got to push the date to the right. Move it to where they're 59. Maybe give them 50% for 5 years, and then after the 5th year, right, then give them their 100%. Get that money back to them. Help them have a quality of life and stop taxing it. That's what I would lobby for, and that's the laws I'd like to change for it. Anyways, that's Henry's take on Social Security. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying I don't think it's fair for us middle class and below that are struggling, and I'm getting ready in that age group to retire, and I would like to continue working, making the money I'm making, and draw my Social Security and put that in the bank too, make more money on it, which would make you taxes, because if I reinvest in it, and I make you more money on it, then you make money on it, and then I'm going to offset the fact that you're paying me my Social Security. I can make 5% on it. I can't make crap on it while you've got it in your hands. And then, well, you might not get it, Henry. Well, hell, I want to keep working. I'm able to keep working. I would like to keep working. I got lucrative income, but my income is going to destroy the fact that I can get my Social Security at 62. I'll apply for it. I know what they're going to do, because I have a co-partner that he makes good money. He makes good solid 6-figure. He's way over the threshold, so am I. And he got a letter and says you don't qualify for a paycheck. Thanks for applying. Well, at least he's in the system. So if he did die or get incapacitated, at least his wife might get something. I mean, it's pretty sad how we got that set up, that it's troublesome, cumbersome for American people that paid into this system. I would like somebody with some thought to think about this and maybe have their parents on Social Security maybe understand that the program sucks, and maybe take it back to Congress and have it fixed. It's not a piggy bank, by the way. Keep your hands out of it. Put the money back you took from it. I don't know how many trillions of dollars or billions of dollars our government has borrowed from it. I think we should put it back. I think we should make it to where the American people can have what's in it for me and believe in the system. See, I don't believe in it. I don't support it. I don't believe in it. And I don't want to pay into it. In fact, I had a thrift saving plan as a government employee, and at 59 and a half, I just drew it all out. I took over $100,000 out of my thrift saving plan because I don't want you telling me how to save my money. And they charged me 20% taxes on it. So they took a good $26,000 out of that money. They took a good chunk of change out of it. So I know you're going to get paid back. I know I just paid you back. So I don't think the government should dictate any of our income and what we should put it in to help ourselves when we get into retirement age and tell us how to spend it. But I do know the laws that are currently on the book for Social Security needs to be really looked at, needs to be changed. It's way back in the early 1900s that these laws were made, and they're garbage. And the way the modern day is now and inflation is, they need to get it back. They need to give the money back to the American people. I also disagree with the fact, too, there's another law that you need to fix on there that people don't know about. My wife's older than me, so she is collecting her Social Security, and I told her to collect it. I basically retired her, and because she's filing jointly with me and we're trying to save on taxes, she gets penalized, and they're taking money out of her check, about $150 more, because they told her that I make too much. So her Social Security check takes a whack. How's that fair? How you use the Social Security as a carrot, and then when people want it and want to go do it and do a proper thing with it and live a proper life with it, you take it away or you penalize them. That don't make sense. So what you do is you lose that self-motivation for people believing in what you want. When you build a law and the law sucks and it doesn't support everybody within the law, then what happens is you don't have the majority of people to support the law. The minority of the people don't matter. If you got 100,000 and only 2,000 don't agree with it, you still need that 88,000 people to agree with you and support you. The other 2,000 don't mean nothing because they'll benefit off the law if 98,000 people agree with it. I'm sure if I was to poll 350 million Americans that are paying in the Social Security, I would say 3/4 of them would say the system's broke, it sucks, and that the money they get should not be penalized or taxed and should be used as income towards them, and they should get their full benefit, and they should get it at an early age. I guarantee they would. If you were that congressman that fought for that Social Security to get revamped and make it properly work for everybody, I guarantee you'd be the hero. I guarantee you'd be the hero if you made it 59 and a half. You would capture all the baby boomers and the next generation coming up after the baby boomers, Generation X, and you would make the system better. And there's a way you can make it lucrative again and not keep hearing the fact that somebody's going to shut the damn thing down because it's in the red from spending because somebody took money from it. Anyways, just kick it around. That's my food for thought on Social Security, and that's what I would do to fix it. I know my parents suffered from it. It wasn't a good program, and they stressed over it, and it wasn't what they expected. That's the sad part about it. You work all your life putting that money away, and you can't get none of it back. And then when I lost both my parents, I didn't have 1 cent to bury them out of that Social Security fund. In fact, they sent my mom her Social Security check, locked the account up for a year. I had to wait for it to get released to get the lousy check back because they paid her and she died within that time frame, and they felt they owned it. And they locked the account up until it was all resolved. And then my mom had a lousy $278 to her name, plus some $1,000 in credit card debt I had to take care of. So, you think it's a good program out there, you politicians? I'm speaking to all you. Whoever has the ability to bring this bill up to relooked at, shame on you. It's a bad program. And it's not fair to the American people that are suffering with it. It needs to be looked at, revamped, and fixed. That's my coffee shop talk. I try to keep it civil and understanding where I'm coming from. I think it's important. I'm not trying to cross any political lines, but I think it needs to be looked at and it needs to be fixed. And we as American people need to take better care of ourselves. And this is one of those damn programs. All right, that's Henry. That's my coffee shop talk, Social Security, and it needs to be fixed. Have a great day. Henry out.